of the voyage. Third night, you had managed to fight off the whatever the hell that thing was that decided to come and give Togar a big hug.
Tentacle monster.
And yeah, things since then have been strangely quiet considering everything. Let's see, we wrapped up right as you guys were going to bed last session. So you wake up at your own pace on the fifth day of the voyage. No traps having been sprung, no alarms going off. Everything seems to be in pretty good shape. So what are you doing?
Did you say it's the morning?
Yeah.
When we're still on the boat, yeah?
Yeah, by your best estimate, you probably got about 2 more days before you make it to Helmfirth.
Alright.
I'm going to inspect the entire boat for suspicious things.
The entire boat.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
I have all day.
You do have all day. So I guess I'll go ahead and roll a check for you.
I'm going to purposely go around in front of her and fuck things up, just move things and be an asshole.
Indeed.
For like the first half hour, I'll do that. Just to fuck with her.
And then I'll look at you and you think that you might get slapped.
What? I'm bored, okay? We're on a ship for like 5 days. I'm bored.
Well, you can always teach me Gnomish while I search the entire boat.
After
That
about
will
30
keep
minutes.
you entertained.
After about 30 minutes, I'll go grab Bungdo and go fishing with him.
Well, obviously I'm already fishing.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I'm
saying.
bunged.
If you're not up, I'll go.
I'm
grab
fire
him.
fishing.
No, he'll grab you from fishing and take you fishing.
Yep.
Indeed.
Okay. So Maya spends the vast majority of the day kind of combing the ship, looking for any possible giveaways of, well, maybe there's still something here, or at least some hint of what it might have wanted.
Or maybe a hint that it's hiding on the ship, or was a stowaway or something.
Okay. Let's see here. So, where would you like to start your search of the ship?
I want to go from the bottom up.
Okay. So yeah, first would be the hold, and you go through looking at all the food stuffs and various bits of luggage and shipments and things that are kind of accrued down there. You find evidence of probably some vermin on board, but nothing bigger than, a rat or something like that size.
Mm-hmm.
Moving up, you then kind of make the rounds of the passenger cabins, at least as best you can. Mind you, these are still privately rented cabins, so how would you like to proceed with that? Are you going to try and insist that you come in and look around, or?
I'll just ask and tell them that, like a creature.
Tentacle monster.
Yeah. I'll just say that there seems to be a critter on board, and I am making sure that it is not in anyone's rooms.
Okay. About half the passengers that you haven't already had some interaction with are okay with you rifling through their cabins. You don't find anything there. You get a number of doors shut in your face as you're kind of making the round. There's still the torn up, pretty much splintered door to Alma's old room, kind of just hanging open with the breeze still blowing in. And as you look around there, you notice something that you hadn't seen before. It would seem that the chair from this room is missing.
Like, it looks like it has been taken away.
I mean, it's not in the room.
Okay. I mean, it's not like in pieces on the floor or something.
Correct, yeah, you don't see any trace of this chair.
Okay. That is odd.
Got a D&D version of Prop Hunt going on.
Where is it?
But yeah, continuing on, you finish the rounds of the passenger area and find anything else out of place, really. The only places left are on deck and then the captain's quarters.
When I go up on deck, I want to tell anyone that is fishing of my group, which I think is only 2.
Mm-hmm.
Tell both of them about the missing chair.
Okay.
Who the hell would steal a chair?
Yes,
I
quite.
don't know.
That's very interesting.
Chariot. I give Bungdo no, you're an idiot look. Just like that.
Bungdo snickers and goes back to fishing.
I don't know why a chair would go missing. Unless that weird Blackbriar guy took it. Have you talked to him yet?
No, I have not. I have not seen him today.
No. He seemed a little strange, but yeah. I would say maybe ask him. He might possibly know where it went, since he was right next to the room for the longest time.
Did you say, Eric?
Well, I wanted to make sure I let Taylor finish, but I was just going to say, speaking of which, what is Blackbriar doing this morning?
I think Blackbriar, probably goes up on deck and just kind of like, for lack of a better term, people watches.
Okay.
And, just tries to, learn the mannerisms of like either the people riding the boat or the ship itself, just to see, maybe in the future he might need to disguise as these guys who's just kind of observing.
Okay. All right, and then that being the case, you probably hear the vast majority of that conversation.
Okay.
So
about them
do with that what you will.
Oh, chair or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I kind of walk up to them and I'm like, if you speak of the Prince of Princes, speak to his face. And then I just kind of, I'll put my hands on my hips triumphantly.
Oh, yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir. I didn't realize you were here.
Sir.
I bow in a very obnoxious manner.
Yeah, I just kind of, just nod, and I'm like, so what about this chair?
I look at Maya.
It was there, and now it's not.
And I, can I like possibly like look back, like see if like the chair could have been like something like a mimic or whatever?
So how would you like to go about doing that?
I I guess like I would just like examine the room myself and just kind of look around for like I don't know, like magic influence or whatever, like any residue that mimics have.
Okay. Yeah, I would say you could go down there and kind of make a general Arcana check to see if there's anything, um, you know, left over. I guess kind of
Okay.
residual from whatever might have gone on.
He's looking for mimic droppings.
Oh, I rolled that on accident on advantage. You can take either one you want.
Yeah, if that happens, just going forward, I typically take the first one because that's what we
Okay.
roll anyway, which works out pretty well for you. You don't actually pick up anything really magical in this room. Doesn't seem that there's been anything beyond just natural happenings here. Probably quite a while.
I kind of stroke my beard and say, "Well, it wasn't anything mystical. Somebody must have needed the chair."
Then
At
who
this
has the chair?
at this point, I'm with them because I got bored of fishing, and this seems a little bit more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should try to find the 3 we rescued and make sure one of them didn't take it. Because Alma very well could have taken the chair from here instead of using the chair from whatever room she's Maya's room. When was the last time you've been to your room, Maya?
My room?
Yeah.
When I woke up?
Oh. Did you have an extra chair in there?
No.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, I would assume I noticed an extra chair in my room.
Yeah, you probably would have noticed.
Yeah, maybe we should find find Rayford and Evie. We know where Alma is.
Maybe.
See if maybe they might know anything. More importantly, see if Rayford remembers anything.
Okay. So is that the plan?
That's my suggestion.
Yeah, I think
why not?
I'll just stick with them, just kind of chilling.
Okay. So you go and try to locate them. Knocking on their doors, there's no answer. So head back up, and off to one side of the deck, you do see actually all 3 of them kind of in a semicircle of sorts around another figure standing on deck. Looks like a kind of stout figure in a tattered brown garb. The head is bowed, and you can just kind of see a full head of long, frizzy red hair. It kind of hangs down, almost like a solid curtain over the figure's face. But you can see it's kind of knotted and dreadlocked and just generally mangy in a lot of places.
So it looks like a hippie chick with like really long hair.
Sort of. And hanging kind of just below the reach of that hair, you see a silver pendant that kind of dangles from a frayed leather, shaped like an anvil, flame erupting from its surface.
Do I recognize this?
You do recognize this. This is the holy symbol of Moradin.
Aha.
Of who?
Moradin.
Okay.
That is one of the 3 deities that I worship. I'm going to strode up and see if I can listen in to hear what's going on.
Okay. So this figure who's kind of standing over is kind of a relative term because it does appear to be a dwarf.
Okay.
But the 3 survivors are kind of knelt down, and as you approach, you can hear that this figure is praying over them. traditional prayer to Moradin.
I'm gonna walk up and essentially get in line with the three that are being prayed over.
Okay.
And just assume whatever they're doing. Like if they're praying, I'll start praying.
Okay. Well, the three survivors don't seem to be really saying anything. They're just kind of letting it happen, so to speak. But the figure that's actually doing the praying, you see, is kind of standing there, head still bowed, fingers steepled. And it's funny as you look at those steepled hands, you see that there are actually a few fingertips visible, despite the fact that the person's gloves seem to have at least at one point been full fingered, full coverage type gloves. Upon you kind of kneeling and joining the prayer, the figure looks up at you. You can see and this unkempt red beard, about 2 or 3 inches in length. And as you kind of meet eyes with this person, you can see that it's actually a dwarf female.
Ooh.
Does she have a beard?
She does. She has like 2 to 3 inches of beard.
Oh, yes.
Dwarf?
Okay.
Wait, female dwarves have beards?
They can.
They do.
Sometimes.
Yeah. The best looking ones do.
And as she finally looks up at you, you see this, like her brown, kind of beady eyes looking at you from what you can see now is an uncharacteristically tanned, bronzed kind of face.
Like
Very
she's been out in the sun.
For quite some time, yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna let her finish, and then when she's done, then I'll talk to her.
Okay. So she continues on with the prayer after, kind of just meeting your gaze and then immediately bowing her head back down as soon as she saw who had approached. And yeah, she wraps up the prayer, and after giving kind of a benediction of sorts to the survivors congregated around, she walks over to each one, kind of puts a hand on their shoulder, says, "Moradin keep you," to each of them, and kind of sends them back on their way. They all seem to travel together, just very, still kind of defensive, if not outright mistrustful. At least, with what they've been through, they certainly seem to agree with the principle of safety in numbers.
Okay.
But yeah, you see them head back toward the flight of steps that leads down to the passenger corridor.
All right. Did she pay any mind to me at all, or?
She did. As soon as the survivors get up and start making their way back below decks, she looks over at you and says, "You have a familiar face."
Have you ever been to Thogladar?
I should certainly hope so. My father is the general in charge of things there.
That would be why. Then I will bow graciously, not obnoxiously, graciously, and say, Togar Hammerstriker. I ran the armor shop off of 5th and Drunkenly. It was the Hammerstriker Armor LLC.
I think I do recall the place, though it's been a while since I've been home. Were you your brother? He's the guard captain now. Is that right?
And then I kind of hang my head. Unfortunately, no. And I say just a quick prayer and I say, unfortunately, he was killed, and that's actually why I'm out here. I'm trying to track down his killer.
You see this very concerned but knowing look kind of come across her face, and she says, "That explains a lot." Oh,
What do you-
where are my manners? And she holds out a hand. My name is Tormilla Snowhand.
I hold up my hand and I'll shake her hand. Say again, I'm Togar Hammerstriker. What do you say we grab a glass of mead while we have this chat? I have some great mead. I can. I have a feeling that I look around. You don't get very decent stuff on a ship.
That's certainly the case, especially of late. I miss the comforts of home, to be sure. And
As do I.
yeah, so she follows you over to, I don't know. I assume you're just kind of having a seat on deck somewhere.
Yeah, well, I want to run down, grab the half keg of just a little mini keg. Or no, Maya, do you have the bag of holding on you?
No, it's in my room.
All right, I will find.
I don't trust my room, so it would probably be on me.
Okay, I will find Maya then and grab the booze out of the bag of holding and a couple cups. And walk over and pop the keg down, tap it, put a bunch, fill the 2 glasses up and hand one to her, and then I'll sit on deck. Yeah.
All right. She graciously takes the drink from you and kind of raises it in a toast kind of gesture.
I match that. I say to Moradin.
Moradin. And she takes one sip of the Bjelkesen and kind of lets it play on the tongue a little bit. Kind of gives an approving look and downs the rest of the drink.
All right, I will match that as well. I will. When she just downs it, I will down it as well, and then fill up our glasses and just kind of have a drunken dwarvenly Moradin toast. But while we're sitting there, I will kind of go through the story, tell her exactly what I saw, what happened, all that stuff. And then I also want to tell her, being that she is a cleric, or what looks to be at least a cleric of Moradin, tell her about the whole, just a brief of the whole Charybdis thing, and just kind of ask, is there some type of holy something or unholy or something where the gods are able to come to this realm easier at this point? Is there anything going on like that?
She thinks for a moment and kind of a furrowed but concerned, furrowed brow, concerned look. She says, "Well, not that I'm aware of, but it's a strange occurrence. Not heard of anything like that happening outside of the history books for generations."
Huh. Yeah, it seems like it's happening everywhere, too. So no matter where we go, there's some form of something going on.
What else have you seen?
What was that, Eric?
She asked, "What else have you seen?"
Oh, well, we went out to the desert, and I explained about the hemomancers and put him in a nice light. That he was very what the hell was his name? Naren. He seemed quite nice. He's trying to stop whatever's going on as well. So he seems like he's a good guy. And tell her about how we went and fought we fought Yormorn.
Mm-hmm.
And Trogdor picked up a relic of Bahamut. But we're still trying to figure out what it does, aren't we? Like, fully?
Tablet?
Well, yeah, your tablet.
Yeah, that's why we're going to Jordan Hall. Or Jordan Hall.
Okay, so yeah. So I tell her all that, and
Okay. Did you include the whole necromancy thing, or did you just decide to leave that out?
what whole necromancy thing?
Well, the zombies and Caius and the Bodak and...
Oh, let's see. Oh, no.
Bodak is
I'm
unimportant.
No, I'm gonna tell that. Sorry, yes, I will tell that too. With the thing with the dagger, right?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Yes, I'll tell her all
That's
about
kind of what
that.
set it off, yeah. Okay. Yeah, and she kind of listens to the whole story and certainly acknowledges that there's a strange pattern going on in your life lately. But here's a question. How detailed are you getting to your accounts of things? I mean, is it fine details? Is it just kind of general? Here's kind of the gist of what happened.
I mean, no, I'm telling it like a play-by-play of what's happened. So it's gonna take most of the day just sitting around talking to explain all of this.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I'm going into as you know, as much detail as I can because dwarves, when they're sitting around drinking, tend to tell very detailed stories. That's how most of dwarven lore was recorded, was around around a keg or over a table with mead and beer. So
Okay. So then, as you are kind of conveying the account of your exploration of the cave up near Drake's Landing, and you get to the part where you emerged at the ground floor, saw the shattered stone, the nearly empty crates that seemingly used to hold Fogonite, that were stamped with the mark of the Thogladar trade minister, less. Her eyes kind of go wide, and she kind of mutters something under her breath and just says, "Must have been what he was after."
who?
The trade minister. As you know, we're not allowed to remove Thogonite from the mines due to its volatile nature. And, well, I knew there was something going on, but I didn't know it'd be something like this. And she proceeds to tell her own story thus far, which is essentially she was working in Thogladar at Temple of Odin. Pretty standard day-to-day things, you know. Work at the temple during the day, ale at night. And one day, a close family friend of hers, by the name of Timon Marybrew.
Timon?
Timon, Tymin.
Hyman.
Mary Brew, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. And what was her name again? Sorry, I...
No, it's okay. It's Tormilla Snowhand. I can...
It's like tortilla, except it's an RM instead of...
not quite.
No? Oh, I spelled it like Tortilla. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, so this family friend of hers, Timon Mary Brew, came and well, he wouldn't be too specific, but he worked in the uh, trade ministry, kind of in the mid-management kind of tier, and he was essentially seeking religious counsel. He felt guilty about something that he was being asked to do. He wouldn't go into too much detail, but well, long story short, Tormilla gave him advice, suggesting that he do what he feels is right. And within a few days, news broke of Timon being imprisoned. As a matter of fact, this is something that you may have actually heard about. It's the imprisonment aspect.
Yes.
As he was a reasonably well-respected member of the public. And suddenly he was imprisoned under charges of treason of some sort. Again, details weren't really released to the public on a grand scale.
This was before my brother was killed, right?
Yeah.
I would have probably heard about this at the very least. More kind of what exactly went on from my brother, wouldn't I?
To some degree, yes.
So, what do I know? What charges my brother said he was under?
I mean, he probably wouldn't have told you anything extremely specific, but
No, but obviously, if it
the
was treason, I would have said, "Well, what do you mean treason?"
yeah, the general idea was that he was said to have been conspiring to steal something valuable to the city-state. And something that, in turn, by doing so, he would put the city-state's security at risk.
Ah.
But, yeah, so Timon Marybrew was promptly locked up, and as Tormilla was, well, she was sent down in the general direction of Zaphis. She was actually supposed to go and have sort of a diplomatic meeting with a number of forest gnomes down in the forest gnome capital of Bripip.
Bripip?
Yeah.
Oh.
Let me put that one in chat for you.
Oh, I thought you said rip it like the energy drink.
No, it was Britpip. And you're a rock gnome, right, Phil?
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Had to think for a second.
Yeah.
Forest gnome.
As is Blackbriar.
Yeah. But as she was on her way down, the ship that she was on redirected to some island out in the middle of the ocean and forced her off, leaving her to die.
Oh.
She's been out there for several months. She honestly kind of lost count. And that explains the less than well-maintained appearance you see today.
I like it, though. She's got it going for her.
So, yeah, the what was that, Becca?
She has a what?
a comb.
Oh.
But yeah, the Umbra, having been kind of blown off course in a storm between continents, actually ended up stumbling across the island she was in and picking her up before they stopped over in Strassa, where they ended up picking you guys up. So now Tormilla's plan is to make her way back up to at least the central portion of the continent, away from the desert, and eventually make her way back to Thugladar.
Well, I'll say, well, you're welcome to travel with us. In the meantime, I do believe, at least at this point, they're talking about going to the Dragonborn homeland. But I have a feeling that we'll probably be stopping by Thogladar pretty soon as well.
Right, and she thinks on it. I can tell you're a good man, but I have business I need to attend to back home.
Okay.
I'll be disembarking at Helmfirth, making my way back.
What? Obviously, there's, Thogladar's a big place. What temple of Moradin are you at?
The central.
What was that?
The central temple.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, when we do come by, I will have to stop by and, say hi.
Well, I'm afraid I may need to lay low for a while upon returning. I don't really know who it is who had me shipped off, and so I don't know where my enemies are. But, well, if you speak to my father, I'm sure he'll be able to point you in the right direction.
Yes, of course. And I can't help but shake a nagging feeling that whoever had you dumped off may have possibly been the same one to have my brother taken from me. So,
That's my suspicion as well, and I intend to do everything I can to bring whoever this is to justice. I can only hope it doesn't run as high as the trade minister himself, but, well, with Moradin at my back, I have nothing to fear.
yes. Well, I'll let me talk to my companions and see, because this sounds like something that might be higher on their priority list, or at least it would be higher on mine. So let me talk to them and see if maybe there might be a way for us to accompany you to Thogladar.
All right, well, I'll leave you to that. Thank you for the drink and, well, all the information that I've missed out on since being away from home.
How long were you stranded out there?
Months. I'm not even. I mean, I left Thogladar when, well, your brother, Moradin, rest his soul, was slated to become the next guard captain. So, how many months has that been?
Yeah, a few. Okay. Well, if you do ever find yourself in Strassa again, you could always stop and see. Oh, who was that? Who was the guy I arm wrestled? He was in Strasser, wasn't he? Or no, he was in. Where was he?
Yeah, he was in Drake's Landing.
That's right. Never mind. Redact that. Sorry. Yeah, I'm good. I'm done then. So I will just kind of, I guess I'll kind of tip the my glass towards her and say, well, if you desire any more mead before we disembark or you disembark, feel free to stop by anytime. I'm always happy to share a drink with a fellow believer of Moradin, and if we do have to part ways, then may Moradin guide your path and protect you.
And yours as well. And she hands you back the glass that you let her use.
Okay. And I will, I guess, go and find. I'll go and find Maya.
Okay.
Where
I'm still combing the top of the deck.
Okay.
Not with my comb.
No. Maya.
Yeah?
I just had a chat with I found the 3 people we rescued and had a chat with the dwarven cleric, Tormilla. Great priestess of Moradin. She actually had, just like my brother, she had some things happen to her. She was actually left on an island to die, and it seems the Umbra got lost and picked her up. She's heading back to Thogladar to, and I'll tell the whole thing without having to, and I'll just kind of end it by saying, well, if she's heading to Thogladar, she might be in danger, and with her coming back, that might shake up whoever is, causing all of this to happen. Do you think the tablet would be more important for us to go to, or should we go to this? Because maybe this might be a way for us to find out what's going on.
Well, the tablets existed a very long time. I feel like maybe a little bit more time won't affect it too much.
Well, and Thogladar is, being a dwarven city-state, we're pretty rich in history from way back. So we might be able to find something more about that there as well.
Okay. Did you ask them about the chair?
I have not. We were sharing information, and that just came up as a topic.
Oh, okay.
So,
Well, if you'd have to ask others, but I'm fine with it.
okay. Well, maybe we should get together as a group tonight and talk about it. I just figured I'd give you a heads up because you seem to be the most sensible one of the group right now.
Well, thanks.
Bungo's sensible.
I'm not sure exactly what you mean by right now.
Just like you're the most sensible one.
That's what's on my face.
Oh.
It is a
Okay.
grateful confusion.
That's fine, man. I'm okay with that. I'll leave you with that. I'll walk away and go I guess I will walk back up to Termilla if she's still there.
Yeah, she's just kind of sitting and as though she's praying or meditating, kind of to herself.
I'll just kind of walk back up. One more quick question. We had some goings on the ship, and just very briefly explain that and say a chair is missing from the room that the creature fled through. Have you? Do you know anything about that? Have you seen anything?
I can't say I have, unfortunately. Should you need help, if you find the creature again or something, I'd be happy to help in whatever capacity I could. But no info for you. I'm sorry.
Okay, I will say keep your eyes peeled too about people acting strange or things being not as they seem, because we've already had one attack. Thankfully, they attacked me, which was kind of dumb on their part, but. Okay. By the way, I have talked to at least one of my group, and we may be escorting you to Thagladar. If
That
you
would be wonderful.
have us.
Absolutely. I couldn't think of a better companion for this journey I'm about to embark on. It seems we both have something to gain here, so
Indeed.
be an honor.
As it would for me. And with that, I will just kind of, bow respectfully and back off.
All right.
Togar wasn't really very socially, graced. So, yeah. But he definitely does have, seeing a dwarven female is, well, cool. Anyway, I will go find Bungdo. Or actually, I'll just go walk around the ship till I find somebody.
Okay.
Any of our party.
What's the role for fishing? Survival?
Yeah.
Come on, nat 20. Close enough.
All right. Yeah.
This isn't Alfred Daneforth. I had a character that gets literally all 20s for fishing.
All right. But yeah, Bungo's having a pretty good day. We've pulled in, probably, let's say you pull in 7 fish. You probably have, I don't know, pushing 35 pounds of fish.
Damn.
Dude, that's like Bungdo's weight. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's good.
Fuck yeah. Alright.
You learned from me yesterday.
Actually, if you were up there fishing the whole time, I'll just go to Bungdo because I know where he is.
Okay.
I want my character to just be up by the helm of the ship, keeping
Oh my
watch.
god, I have to get rid of the chol meat. Jesus Christ.
Well, wait,
Bundo's walking around.
There you go.
Rotten chol meat that's
It
like
might work.
3 weeks old?
Yeah, it might work. You don't know.
I mean, most of it falls apart, kind of just slaws off the hook, but you do manage to get a few little chunks that you can use. And, yeah.
You catch baby sharks.
Yeah. Or you can catch toothy salmon. We'll eat meats.
What kind of
Alive,
fish do I catch?
Fishy fish.
A sea bass.
Actually, those things are pretty toothy,
Yeah.
but they're fucking huge.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have caught like one sea bass.
The shitty common sea bass from Animal Crossing. Nobody wants.
They were worth like 600 bells, alright?
It was like a hug.
You caught a bunch of eels.
Oh, he caught those slimy ones that when they wiggle around, they get all slimy and put a bunch of slime all over everything.
Like a muskie.
No, there's an eel that they catch that, like, when they catch them and pull them out of the water, they wiggle around and they produce, like, a mucus.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Pike and muskie are huge, though.
Yeah, they don't have to be. Pike I've had a pike that was, like, 10 pounds.
Oh, when it's a baby, yeah.
Well, it depends on the environment. In the ocean, yeah, they'd be
In
fucking
the
huge.
ocean? Yeah.
If only they could live there.
Maybe you caught, like, a catfish or something. A small catfish. No, that wouldn't survive. I don't know.
Let's say
You caught
No,
a
it's not
35-pound tuna fish.
You caught the only 7 bluegill in the entire ocean.
let's say there's a very 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 petite variety of bass that resides over in the Phrygian Ocean. You are currently sailing, and Bungo's managed to reel in a handful of those.
Nice.
I mean, bass in the lakes aren't huge.
No, what
I mean,
bass in the
they're
ocean
big,
are
but-
huge.
But we're close enough. We can see shore. So maybe there's some crossbreeding going on.
There you
That
go.
could
I
be.
won't be satisfied until we kill an entire endangered species.
Well, I don't think there are that many Bodaks up and about.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Indeed.
We could
But are
stumble.
they species?
I am not prepared.
They are species. They're in the Asholomys maximus category.
Last time I checked, Bodaks can't exactly reproduce.
Fucking Sedacus.
Wait, can't they? Don't they just like bring somebody
They-
else in and
They don't reproduce. They can like convert people. I wouldn't
yeah.
necessarily call them like I would call them a species just because like they do come from like a certain etymology.
They reproduce like zombies.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Species have to like mules aren't a species, right? Because they can't reproduce. It's like
Wait,
the
what?
definition of it, I think.
Wait,
If I remember my biology correctly.
why
And,
can't mules reproduce?
Oh,
Just-
it does have to
Because they're not-
reproduce.
Yeah, I think that's part of the species thing. Because mules are horse and donkey mixes, and that's not reproducible, I guess.
Wait,
Well, not to
we'll
get off
discuss that.
topic, but what would you call that then? Like a hybrid, or just like a classification of being?
An
as opposed
abomination.
to a species.
Later. Yeah, that really is an
Well, the
abomination.
Eric, do you remember the word for it? It's not species. It's
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Breed.
there's a word for it,
Okay,
but yeah.
fair enough.
I
Alright,
believe you.
Yeah.
Gosh,
But,
I learned this in 9th grade. Okay.
I know it's been a while.
As a quick refresher for you guys, since I think I've heard this said a few times now, and somebody rolled ungodly on their Bodak knowledge. I think that was what, Togar?
Might have been. Probably.
I don't know.
I think
Somebody
I rolled
like
big
rolled a
first.
fucking nat 20 when you were trying to remember. So I'll go ahead and remind you. Only certain Bodaks can convert others. Those are like the original, like OG Bodaks, the Hierophants of Annihilation.
like the with White Walkers.
Yeah, very much like White Walkers, actually.
Only the kings can convert.
Yeah, and most common Bodaks, so to speak, that aren't, originated from one of the originals are worshippers of Orcus who actually go through a ceremony. They carve they ritualistically carve a rune into their chests and essentially kill themselves through the ritual with the hopes of being raised as a Bodak.
Yeah. Orcus is a dick. Yeah, that I remember now. That was something that I heard.
I'm pretty sure I could have worshipped Orcus.
I think you said, yeah, had you been wanted to go a little more chaotic, you could have.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were one step off from getting your ass kicked. But it's a good
Or
thing.
being an awesome plot twist.
Yeah, that. Wow.
I just summoned a Bodak.
You become a Bodak. That would be ridiculous.
Final boss fight.
TPK. Nowhere to hide on the boat.
Just hear Trogdor from the distance. TPK! TPK!
What will happen when we all reach level 20?
TPK.
We like
Some
all
crazy
grow
shit.
old and die.
Terraskew.
Or you could, like, become a demigod.
Liches.
I could send you to collect Kraken poop.
Kraken poop.
I mean, that's a job for max level characters.
Poop? I didn't think they poop.
Oh, they
Hey,
poop.
things. Things you don't think about.
Krakens have like lair actions and shit.
Does their poop have layer actions, though? Like, their poop is a boss monster for level 5 characters. Anyway, I will find Bungdo. And seeing that he has caught a handful of skinny bass, you say, wow,
You don't know that.
Oh, I thought they were sitting right next to you.
Well, they're in a bag. Well, a bucket.
I was gonna say, are you
But
gonna
it's covered.
Are you... Okay.
So
He's
when I
hiding
catch
his
them,
fish.
I put them in a bucket of water. That way they stay alive until I cook them.
Yeah, so I'll go over and peek in the bucket to see... Like, just lift the cover and look in to see what you got.
Okay, mind you, this is 35 pounds of fish, so they're just kind of like stacked on one another.
Yeah, it's just a
with
big pile of
just
fish.
enough water to stay alive.
Pile of wet fish.
I look in there. Nice, but I think you need a bigger barrel.
Well, then why don't you go get me one?
No. Anyway, I was going to ask you, Bungdo. I just got some information about some of the stuff that's been going on. And it appears my brother's murder wasn't the only thing that happened, or the only murder, at least, that happened to somebody from Thogladar. And I explained to him the whole story of her going out, stranded on the island, yada yada yada. And then so I think it might be better for us to go to divert to Thogladar and then come back to this tablet, just because, you know, the tablet's been around for a while, and, you know, another, like, extra couple days wouldn't hurt. Plus, there's a lot of rich history in Thogladar that we could research and look at. Plus, we could stop by my shop and see how it's doing.
Very well.
I left Dad in charge. So. Alright, so that's 2. Would you like some help cleaning these fish?
No, I got it.
Okay. I'll wander off then.
I do it perfectly fine by myself. And then Bungdo just looks kind of flustered. Goes back to fishing.
So, I'm not gonna bother Trogdor.
Oh.
You're busy.
What?
Yep.
I mean, I would assume you're still with the ship, Captain.
Yeah, he's busy being a shadow.
I'm keeping watch.
I know.
Oh, there it is. What?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm figuring. So
No, I'm just kidding.
I wouldn't want to disturb you. So. Plus, I have a feeling you're going to be the worst to convince anyway. So.
I think so.
So I guess I will go. Now, I'll go to Blackbriar. Now, just. I know we talked about it. Where were you heading?
Oh shit.
Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Or was it just kind of out causing whatever you're doing?
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, I think he's being compelled by Baphomet to go to the Dragon Island place. The Dragon.
Stewart Hall?
capital. Yeah, yeah.
Alright, I'll go and find Blackbriar then. Wherever
All
you
right.
are.
Yeah, I think he's just chilling on deck, just like looking at passersby, just kind of observing, their habits and whatnot, and trying to commit them to memory. Just trying to, just add another character to his book of disguises. Just people watching.
Okay. So, I walk up. Hey, Blackbriar.
Yes. How can I help you?
Good sir. We've been talking to a priestess of Moradin, and I think our course of action might change.
Do I know what Moradin is? What's
Yeah, Moradin is pretty commonly known deity. The head of the dwarven pantheon, so even outsiders are probably at least reasonably familiar with him.
He's like the main dwarven god.
okay? All right. Yeah, I think he just kind of looks at you like, why should I care? Kind of face.
Well, we might actually have to take a trip to Thogladar before we stop in to Yordhall. And I know you said you wanted to head to Yordhall. Would you want to take a side venture to Thogladar first?
I look him up and down, and I'm like, Well, what was the thing I was saying? Where there's something, there's a price or whatever.
There's a product, there's a price, I believe.
Yeah. Where there's a product, there's a price, my friend. What's in it for me?
Well, you can. I don't even really know. What are you selling or buying, or what are you looking for as a product?
Power.
Power.
You see his kind of eyes gleam just a little bit.
Well, I can tell you that there's definitely something going on in Thogladar, and we're going to attempt to it'll probably end up being us to put a stop to it. So, would power of the people be a power that you would like? I offer you fame. I offer you, just notoriety within a city and respect within a city.
He strokes his beard and he says, "I'll tell you what. If we find some magical items along the way, you have to give them to me."
All magical items?
Just the ones that I deem, worthy. I'll
Tell
give
you
you
what.
my scraps.
Tell you what, we'll have to get the rest of the group in on this to find out, but I have no problem deferring magical items that would be best suited for you to you.
Okay.
Obviously, if it's going to be like a dagger or a mystical hammer, you wouldn't be using those.
Over staff.
He might use a staff.
No, Bungo uses a staff.
Yeah, he strokes his beard and is like, I think that's a deal. And he reaches out his hand to shake.
I'll shake his hand.
Okay. He purposely squeezes it like a dick.
What is your strength?
I don't know. I have an 11 strength.
Because as soon as I feel that, I'm gonna do it too. Like, dwarven handshakes are really, really strong, and it does become a competition.
Okay.
Like if you grab and squeeze, it's like whoever squeezes the hardest, and it's a dwarven thing. So
You're not gonna win.
we could try it.
All right. So if this is going to be a thing, I'd like you both to make strength checks.
Okay. Can I add?
Oh,
can I
God.
add- Okay, so before you read the effect, I want to just see if I need to re-roll anything. Oh, never mind. Okay.
Oh Jesus!
So with some kind of borderline supernatural strength, Blackbriar nearly crushes Togar's hand.
And
Hell yeah.
as soon as the embrace is released, I shake my hand. Wow.
Yeah, Blackbriar kind of looks triumphant. He's like, yes, my strength is known far among the land. And then just like,
I can tell. Whew.
they call me the strongest of the gnomes.
Strong. Okay. Well, I have.
Can I roll deception for this?
No, I believe it. With that
Oh,
roll,
awesome.
I'll just
Hell
believe
yeah.
that one.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I will give that to you.
I've never lost a bout of strength in my life.
Togar will remember this.
And yeah, he kind of walks off, triumphant that he pulled a fast one over him.
Yes, I graciously bow away, and then now I will go and find Trogdor. Let's see, because I talked to Maya, Bungo, Blackbird. That's it, right? And then Trogdor?
Should
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, okay, I'll find Trogdor.
Well, I'm up at the helm.
I will ask around for the captain, and if wherever the captain is, I will go there, because that's probably where Trogdor is. So, I will approach Trogdor. What are you doing?
Keeping an eye out on the ocean.
And that ass.
That too.
Alright. I'll approach Trogdor and say, hey, Trogdor.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with a priestess of Moradin. And it turns out there's something going on in Thogladar. Would you want to possibly go to Thogladar before heading over to Yordhall? As I think this is kind of a time-sensitive thing.
Doesn't the tablet have the ability to teleport people?
I don't know. My magics didn't tell me that. Or are you talking to Eric?
Both? Question mark?
All right. Well, you know that the tablet is associated with interplanar travel. Yes. With your vision, you tend to believe that you could use it to reach the City of Doors, and possibly from there, any one of a great number of places. How you do that, and with what degree of accuracy you can travel from place to place.
So basically, you go to like the teleportation hub and then can pick places. Huh. But yes, I think that that going to Thogladar, we might be able to find some information about the tablet. As as a dwarven city, we very much respect history, and so there's probably something on the tablet and possibly your weapon.
But it's not just a possibility in Yordle.
Yes, but as I said, I think this is a little more time sensitive. That tablet has been around forever, and an extra week wouldn't hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You like how I stole Maya's explanation and have used it on everybody?
Yep. Yep. I feel like your intelligence is higher than mine, but that's my wisdom shining through.
Yeah, my wisdom's 15.
Mine's 16.
Yep, my intelligence is 16.
My intelligence is 11.
Okay.
10.
Okay,
We
cool.
lit a fire.
Not sure. Go on without me? Question mark?
Go on without you. Where are you going?
Yeah. Yordle?
I don't know that we'll be able to make it without you.
What?
Yeah. I mean, you've been a big help to the group, and I wanted to show you this. And I will pull out the canvas of the Starfruit Adventurers that I had made up and show him.
What is it?
It's I posted it a while ago.
Well, I know out of game. I mean, like in character. Like, I'm asking you, what is it?
Oh, it's a canvas for our group. It's our group seal. I thought that because of your love for Starfruit, we should call ourselves the Starfruit Adventurers. And I drew up this as like essentially as a coat of arms, something we can identify ourselves around. I had thought that you might like it.
Yeah, it looks good.
But, I mean, if we were to take this and I point to the mace, which is what it is, right?
Yep.
If we were to take this away, it would completely unbalance the whole dynamic of this coat of arms. Just like if we were to take you out of the picture of our group, it would, disrupt our balance and our harmony that we have as a group. Once we do this, I promise you, I will personally travel to Yordle with you.
I just kind of close the distance between me and Togar and give him a big hug and lift him off the ground. A single tear going down my cheek.
So cute.
Sorry, what was that? I had. Oop. There we go. Sorry, my mic messed up. What was the last thing you said? I had a distraction.
Said I got closer to you, and then I gave you a big hug and picked you up, and then there's like a single tear running down my cheek.
Oh. I will kind of awkwardly return the hug as I'm a smaller man. But I will try. So,
I'll put you down.
alright, and I'll roll up the canvas and put it back away. So does this mean you're staying with us?
I'll,
And I kind of put on like that real like, come on, say yes, smile.
I'll have to do a little thinking, but I should have my answer tonight or tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. We're probably going to depart at Helmfirth. By the way, there is a dwarven female that we will priestess of Morden that we will be escorting. I have a feeling you and her would get along quite well. And perhaps maybe she could even show you a bit of the dwarven side of religion. I just kind of give him a wink.
Ugh.
I look at him. I look at the captain. Not like that.
How does the captain react? Does she hear it?
You just hear her kind of chuckle under breath, but she doesn't really chime into the conversation at all.
All right. Well, I will head back. I guess to what time of day is it at this point?
It's probably getting toward like later evening already. I mean, given Maya's been scouring the ship all day, and you've been exchanging stories with Tormilla, so probably say 5:36.
Okay. Is Bungdo still fishing?
Goddamn right.
I will go and join him.
Should I do another survival roll?
Yeah, go for it.
I'll join him, and I will drag a bigger barrel, like just an empty barrel that I found on deck, over.
Luck has not.
I'll join him also.
Okay. You don't catch any new fish, and one of the fish in the overflowing bucket actually attempts a daring escape. I'd like you to make a dex save.
Oh! The thing jumps out of the bucket, and Bungdo, without even looking, just grabs it and sticks it back in the bucket.
I just imagine Smeagol
No,
grabbing a wet fish.
I just imagine a very little man sitting next to a bucket about the same size as him, and just a big fish jumps out. And just as quick as you can be, he just reaches over, grabs it, puts back in the bucket, and goes back to fishing. Just casually.
Okay. So, yeah, Maya comes over and
Maya, once again, who's lived her entire life in the desert, has shown her prowess at fishing.
Will you bloody stop it? You're stealing all the fish.
That's exactly why you and I couldn't catch any.
I feel like there's more fish.
Oh, there's more fish.
Yeah. Thankfully, I brought a bigger barrel.
All right. So all told, you're probably looking at, let's call it 18 fish for the day,
Okay.
which probably puts you in the vicinity of like, let's call it 90 pounds of fish.
Damn. And once again, I'll look at Bungdo. Would you like help cleaning some of
Wait, so
these?
I caught 35 and she caught 90, or that was 90 total?
90 total.
Yeah,
Okay.
90 total.
And I brought a bigger barrel over, so I thought you would like dump yours in there.
We'd probably have enough to split them in between the two barrels.
Well, the one was just a little bucket. I dragged like a 50-gallon.
I mean, I still have my bucket
Oh, okay.
full of fish, and since I didn't catch any more, they're just kind of like piled in there. I refreshed the water though with another bucket. That way they don't all die. They can at least breathe.
Could just throw them in the barrel.
Yes, but I have to go cook them.
Did you hear that the world's oldest manatee drowned?
What? Oh, right. They breathe air.
He got
That's
stuck in a
unfortunate.
pipe.
Oh. Well, that's
Dumb
the thing.
humans.
That's the thing, you know, internet.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I would. Maya, would you like help cleaning the fish?
Sure.
Okay. I whip out a kunai and, or you have a dagger, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. I whip out my ornate dagger and I'll start helping her clean the fish.
All right. Yeah. So everybody, go ahead and just roll another survival check.
It's like my worst skill.
Ooh.
we flipped.
Well.
We flipped rolls there. Oh! Oh, Phil. Oh, buddy. I'm sorry.
So as Togar is just kind of, standing there, cutting it up, cleaning a fish, no problem, looking like a pro. Almost at the same time, you hear Maya and Bungdo's reactions of
As I drop the fish on my feet.
and Bungdo just being silently angry as they have both cut themselves with the blades they're using.
I'm just kind of staring there, glaring at my hand.
I keep cleaning Maya's fish, and once I'm done, I will look back at Bungdo and just kind of gesture, like, would you like some help? One more time before, if he, so.
No, Bungdo tries again.
All right. And not that I expect it to come into play, but Bungdo took 4 points of slashing damage, and Maya took 2.
Haha.
But yes, Bungdo pulls it together, and after some time spent just kind of getting the bleeding to stop, he digs back in and makes pretty short work of it. So
I assume the ship has like a kitchen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Bungdo's gonna grab his bucket and then just like drag it down there.
I will help
Okay.
Maya carry hers down there as well, because, like, that's what you would do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, are you all going to the kitchen?
Yeah, we're all going to the same place, that's why I was... But yes, yeah.
I mean, I don't know what else I'm gonna do with filleted fish.
Ice it and put it in the bag of holding.
I want to fillet a fish now.
Yeah. there's
Well,
fish.
I have fish, so if you come over here, you can have some.
yeah, it's just
Alright.
in Michigan.
Alright, give me a couple
Yeah.
minutes, I'll be over.
Okay. I don't have too much, but it's smoked walleye or trout. What's the
Ooh.
bag say, Eric?
I might actually
Wait,
come over and try
smoked
some.
lake trout.
I may
You have
come
to
over
do
and
it
try
before
some
we eat it,
tomorrow.
though. Are you sure? Because otherwise I might eat all of it tonight.
Well, where'd you get it?
My parents make it?
Oh. Well, can you get some more?
No.
Damn. Well, I can't
Lake
come
trout
over tonight.
season's over. Yeah, well, I'm saying I'll save you some if you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good with coming over tomorrow.
Is that okay, Eric?
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
I gotta have you send me the address again, but we'll deal with that later.
I mean, I don't have much, but it's strong.
That's fine.
You can only eat so much fish.
Oh, that me.
I mean, before you get mercury poisoning and die.
Oh. Yeah.
Aren't trout supposed to only live in clean water?
All fish have
Fresh.
traces of mercury in it. And like all people have iron.
Everybody's Magneto.
Yeah. That's just how it. I mean, we have mercury in us too.
Yeah. It's just there's dangerous
have
levels
more.
of everything.
There's no such thing as natural clean water.
No. Well, even if it is, as soon as you put a fish in it, it's not clean water.
I said natural, so.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah.
Science lesson, kids.
All right. So you take all the fish down to the kitchen, and what are you doing with it?
Well,
Open it up with some salt and Cajun seasoning. I pull out of my stocks of alchemist supplies.
is there a cook down there? Like, is there a full-time cook, or do we cook our own?
Yeah, there are actually a couple of cooks on duty.
Wow, fancy.
This is a passenger vessel, so
Do you know if the other salad has a bunch of meat in it?
I do not know.
Okay, I'm gonna go look.
I just like that, like, the entire time we've been on this ship, Maya and I and Bungdo have, like, caught a bunch of fish and just brought it down to have them cook it. Like, rather than eating the food that we paid passage for.
Yep.
And such.
We're bored. Is our proficiency in fishing going up?
I mean, I don't know how proficient you could be at throwing a lure out and waiting until you feel a jerk on in the end.
I think Blackbriar sees them making food, and he just goes down to the kitchen and maybe puts on a little bib or whatever, and he just sits and awaits the scrumptious, delicious treat.
Okay.
We've got plenty. 90 pounds of raw fish is probably about at least 50 pounds of meat. Especially if it's like a salmon or a bass or something. They have a lot of meat.
Indeed.
Now I'm really hungering for some bass. Some Cajun bass. That's some good stuff. Anyway, so yeah, I will grab a plate for myself and a plate for Blackbriar, seeing that he has come down and sat down. And I will walk over and set the plate down in front of him.
Okay.
And sit down across from him.
All
These are
right.
benches, right? Or a picnic table style.
Yeah, more or less.
Okay.
Is there food on the plate?
Yeah. I got you a plate
epic.
of fish.
Awesome. So I first off I make sure that all my utensils are laid out, like nobles would lay them out, all fancy and stuff, with different forks and knives and stuff.
Of course.
Just to make it clear that I'm the Prince of Princes, and then I And I guess I just dig in.
All right.
Is it good?
Well, go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
Okay. Whoops, sorry. Oh, there we go.
Whoop.
I think roll D20 202.
Yeah.
Alright, 1 second. There we go.
Could just take away a decimal.
Yeah, you could.
Oh, I could, yeah.
It's all right. Not the best fish you've ever had.
Like, I make a point of letting Togar know that it's not the best fish I've ever had. But I'll accept his meager offering.
Yeah, I agree. It could use a little bit more Cajun, could be a little bit more lemony. It's not bad, though, for being on a ship.
I agree with him on that. Like, fuck ships, dude.
So.
I yearn for hills and rock.
As do I. I want to be under the hills and rocks, though. Being a dwarf. Well, you might like it over in Thogladar then, because it's kind of, it's dwarven.
Yes, I like it because all the magical items I'll be having.
Indeed. So, anything you guys would like to do after dinner, or just go to bed?
I wanna make one of those little trap dudes again.
Okay.
I forgot what I rolled for that. Was it just like?
I think it was a tinkering or something?
Yeah, it was a tinker check.
Okay. So is that just like D20 plus my proficiency bonus?
I'd give you dex on that too.
Okay. So 3 plus 1. Okay. I'll set that up at my door, and then I'll cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay.
And go to bed.
Ready to fight. And laying down now.
It lasts 8 hours, so I'm just in case.
Alright.
Where's Alma spending tonight?
Wasn't she in your room?
Yeah. So is she gonna just continue being in my room?
She certainly seems like she'd be more comfortable that way.
Okay. I'd get a bed from somewhere else and put it in there. So,
Okay.
like, we kind of end up, like, just making one gigantic bed and have to for it, but...
I'll help
Yeah,
you grab
so-
the mattress from her room.
Here you go. You could do that.
I don't think you could fit the whole bed inside the room.
Yeah, because
Up
the
there.
beds here are lofted. They've got the desk sitting under them, so like,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, but I will help you with that.
Well, we have a mattress.
All right. And that's easily enough done. So, okay. Anything else?
Well, Bungdo just finished seasoning his fish, so now he wants to cook them.
Oh,
He's been seasoning them for a while.
for hours.
Well, he was smoking them too.
Oh.
All right. Some pretty damn good fish.
Oh, yeah.
3 gold a fish.
Does Bobo
Oh,
share?
shit. Not, y'all are in bed.
Okay.
Not eating it. This is for when we arrive.
Okay. For me, I am next to Alma, correct? Or her old room, right?
Let's see. So you switched with Blackbriar, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you are across the hallway from Alma's old room.
Okay. So I'm going to keep an ear out, at least for part of the night, see if I hear anything coming from Alma, like from the hallway.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check. All right. You hear, I mean, a handful of people every now and then just kind of walking by. Nothing that strikes you as out of the ordinary. It's not like anybody. It doesn't sound like anyone like stops in Alma's room, stops in front of your room, or anything like that.
Okay. Yeah, probably after a couple hours, I'll just kind of lay down and go to bed.
Okay. So
I make sure to lock my door too.
Okay. Yeah. So you go to bed, and everyone is fast asleep. And that night, nothing happens. Wake up the next morning, and everything is seemingly as it should be.
Huh.
And you know that you're due to arrive in Helmfirth probably. Let's see. Probably be like noon. Well, no. It would be closer to midnight tonight.
All
So,
knowing that, I
soon.
purposely sleep in.
Okay. Soon you shall be on dry land.
Maybe. If we don't accidentally run into Cthulhu and die.
There's always that.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't.
I wake up at my usual time. Do my,
That's weak.
well, I guess leave Alma to her devices. Go.
What the hell are you doing?
It's me lifting the mic up and down.
Oh.
But
Go. Well, wake up Alma to tell her that I'm leaving the bed and go up deck and do my stretches. Meditation.
okay.
Just in an out of the way corner, so.
All right. Yeah, Trogdor in particular wakes up next to Malaris again. She seems to have slept in. And, well, she's heard some of the mumbling going on around the ship, and knowing that your fun could be coming to an end sometime soon, she certainly seems a bit more interested today.
You should insight check that. Make sure she's legit. Would hate to have her turn into the tentacle monster and eat your dick off rather than suck it.
Dude, it's like that scene from Transformers.
Which one was that? Which Transformers? I don't remember any dick-eating scenes.
No, let's see if I can find it. There was literally a Transformer that turned into a woman to sneak into his room and like.
Oh yes, okay, I gotcha. It
Yeah.
was 3, I think. No, 2.
Never
Yeah.
seen him.
Yeah, it was when he went to college. Yep. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that. So, anyway. What's everybody doing today? At least, till you get in?
I'm gonna wake up around noon, head up top, and essentially I'm down to not a whole lot of armor. Like I took most of my armor off for now and left it in my room. I'm just kind of trying to get some sun, and I'm gonna fish again.
Okay.
While he's fishing, I'm gonna have him teach me Gnomish.
You can fish with us if you want, or me.
Yeah, but I want you to teach me Gnomish.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
I guess I will fish next to him.
The only thing I keep on me are my daggers and my kunai belt.
Okay. So you spend the vast majority of the day fishing and talking, giving lessons.
Yep.
Okay, Bungo and Blackbriar, what are you doing?
I'm trying to find a link real quick so I can look at the shapes I can take.
Could get interesting.
He turns into a fish, and then we cook him.
Indeed.
Pretty sure anything Channelin's rating 2 or lower.
Yes, but there are certain. I'm just
No,
gonna
can't
it's
look.
3 or lower because he's 6.
No,
Is there
No,
any-
it's
two
2
or
or
lower.
lower.
Oh, you're
because-
right. It's a third of his level, not a half of his level.
No, it's my level divided by 3.
Is there
That's-
any part of the ship that
I'll be right back. Have a phone call.
that like I'm not that we haven't been to that we're not allowed to go?
I mean,
Other passengers' quarters.
yeah, really just other passengers' cabins who haven't, invited people in for inspections or whatever. I don't know that Blackbriar himself. Well, he might have been in the captain's quarters
Yeah, he did go with
Yeah,
us. I think.
once.
when
yeah.
you reported the whole tentacle monster thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, beyond that, it's been pretty open, pretty accessible.
Okay. Yeah, I think if there are any areas that he hasn't been, I think I'm just gonna, if possible, cast invisibility on myself and
Okay.
check him out.
All
I'm
right.
liking Blackbriar already.
Okay.
So it lasts about an hour. And I don't know if I have to still do a stealth check or I don't know how that works, but
Isn't it stealth with advantage?
Yeah, I would say go ahead and make a stealth check with advantage.
okay. 4.
And that's only if so you don't fail. Like if you're not if you fail your stealth check, then you're.
Oh,
bad.
sorry. I was supposed to do advantage, right?
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
gonna need
so-
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Leave the 3 and the 9.
And then can I do guidance on myself?
Sure.
God damn it.
9/11, never forget.
Fuck it. I'm gonna do my daily dark one's own luck, which is adding the D10.
Okay.
I wanted to be fucking dope, but
What did I miss?
we
So you're
piecemealed it together, I guess.
14?
Yeah.
So that's not too bad. I mean, being invisible, it's just at that point all you got to worry about is sound.
All right. So you're gonna try and poke around other passengers' cabins, like when they open the door or something. You're gonna try to sneak in.
Yeah, like think of it like Harry Potter with invisibility cloak on, just kind of like stealthing around and just like checking out rooms and making sure there's no like tentacle bitches inside the place.
All right. Let's see. Go
Okay.
ahead and make. Let's call this an investigation check.
Oh,
Ooh.
I
Well,
was rolling
that's
advantage
good.
again.
Yeah, I'm taking the first roll, so
All right, cool beans.
yeah.
Dude.
We'll
We'll just add some icing to the cake. It's only one, but whatever.
there you go.
All right. So yeah, you managed to sneakily infiltrate. Let's see, that would be say 5 of the 7 rooms that you haven't really been able to check out yet. I'm looking around. You don't see anything that would lead you to believe that there are any tentacle monsters or anything of that sort to be seen there, but well, you certainly do come across a number of people's possessions that they seem to think are securely locked up.
Yeah, so I think so. The way Blackfire is like if they're like pompous people like him or whatever that like don't need the coin or don't need the stuff, he'll gladly take them. Sorry if I actually rolled a hit die. Yeah, he'll gladly take stuff from people who don't like deserve it. But if they're like poor families or whatever, he's just gonna let them have their own shit, or whatever. But
Okay. Let's see. So, yeah, there were probably of the 5 rooms you went into, a couple of the renters, so to speak, or passengers, I guess, kind of struck you as kind of snobby. There was this really haughty, probably a wizard, just knowing the type.
oh hell yeah!
Kind of just looked down his nose at you as you had knocked on the door earlier. But yeah, he was certainly a dick.
Do I see a
And
book of spells anywhere?
you do not see a book of spells, but do come across a couple of vials in his room that certainly exude a magical energy of sorts.
I will take. Well, hold up. So, can I like put them in different like vials of my own? I guess I don't really necessarily have any vials of my own. But like, and then like just fill like his vials with water or something. maybe like I don't know if he has any empty vials or something, or like in another room I found vials.
Yeah, I'd say that's feasible. I mean,
Cool beans.
um,
Because I'll take his magic shit, but I don't want it to be super obvious.
all right. While we're at it, go ahead and make an Arcana check to see if you can just tell what they are right off the bat.
What color are they?
Ooh. Hell yeah. That proficiency bonus.
Okay, so the first one, it's this sticky black substance, like thick and heavy, but as you like tilt the container around, it actually flows around the container itself pretty quickly. This, you're pretty sure, is
A
oil
non-Newtonian fluid.
is oil of slipperiness.
That's awesome.
Got some
Nice.
lube.
The other one, it's this more or less just transparent liquid. But floating in it, you see what looks like a sliver of like some large creature's claw or fingernail.
Okay.
And this, you're pretty sure, is a potion of hill giant strength.
Yes. Okay. I will take both of those. I'll cut off a piece of my own toenail and just put it in the in like the fucking fake potion. Whatever.
All right. So you're leaving him a potion of Blackbriar strength then.
Exactly.
Which honestly, let's be honest, not that bad.
Maybe. Dude, the hill giant shred. That's gonna be useful. All right.
It's a bummer you can't just turn into a hill giant.
Leaving a potion of gnome strength.
Right. It's like a poison. All right. Yeah. With my new shit, I'll just kind of like leave the room. Make sure that like the vials of like fake potions are as close to where I found the original vials as possible. You know,
Okay.
and yeah, I GTFO. Maybe I like I don't know, like flick off the bed or something, and then I leave. Yeah.
All right. And yeah. So, anything else you'd like to do throughout the rest of the day?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
Okay, so are there like sharks in the water? Like, do I know if there's sharks in the water near the ship at all, or like huge dangerous creatures?
You've seen a few fins protruding out of the water here and there. Suggest there's some larger sea life about.
Okay, I'm gonna turn into a giant squid and dive down and look for treasure, or like, like a shipwreck or anything.
Okay. All right, so let's check out a giant squid.
Should we tie a rope around you so you don't get lost?
I mean, there's a giant ship. Just
Isn't
follow the shadow.
Ship just sails off without him. And
That's
he's
what
just
I'm
lost.
thinking.
Well, I mean, it's sailing, but I know where it is. I can follow along as I go deep. Like, I'm not sure how deep the whole thing is.
Yeah, I wasn't sure either. If you go too deep, though, you start.
I mean,
not
we're
being able
still
to see.
off the coast. Like, it shouldn't be.
Oh, BRB guys.
All right.
Alright.
It shouldn't be a sudden drop off into nothing.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, Bungo transforms into a giant squid and just dives down. Go ahead and make a perception check. Okay. You see what looks like it could be at least some large fragment of a ship down on sort of an underwater rock formation. It hasn't fallen all the way down to the ocean. It's just kind of stuck in this underwater crag kind of thing. Looks like maybe a quarter or so of a ship's hull is kind of laid out, like massive opening torn in the top of it. Would you like to investigate it?
Yep.
Okay.
I tentacle about. Investigate the ship. Actually, I don't know if as a giant. Yeah, it should be able to. I can see inside it and use my tentacles to grab everything.
Okay. Let's see here. So you approach and start kind of poking around, seeing what you can see. And so you look in, you see kind of all about there are a number of like individual kind of scattered coins. A, kind of difficult to pick up with your tentacles, but B, not really enough to concern yourself. You do, however, see a looks to be a silver box, probably not more than 6 by 6 inches. Certainly considerably nicer looking than everything else that you see here. Looks like it could be a jewelry box or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab it. Do I see anything else like fancy looking coral or rocks or anything?
Um,
Perhaps barrels?
barrels.
Yeah, like a gunpowder for explosions.
That's been, soaking in the water. Who knows how long.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, if the barrels are sealed very well, perhaps they're still okay.
Maybe you want to look for beer then.
Just be warned, though. Dihydrogen monoxide is poisonous.
What?
Just be warned, though.
Warned.
Dead silence.
Oh, sorry. Just be warned, though. Dihydrogen monoxide is poisonous to humans.
Indeed.
In
It's a
you
good thing he's
son
a
of a
squid
bitch.
then.
The tentacle monster.
But yeah, looking around, you see a number of very colorful fish kind of darting all about.
Did you tell anyone you were going to be a squid?
I mean, I would assume that when I jumped off and turned into a giant squid and made a large splash, people would have noticed. I did quite an
That's
elegant dive off the side of the ship.
Okay.
Went giant squid mid-flight.
People might think you're the tentacle monster.
Meh. She's not a giant squid. Besides, I'm a druid. It's like expected.
But yeah, beyond the colorful fish and the shipwreck, and there's a bit of coral about. A lot of it's dead though. Yeah, you don't really see a whole lot else,
Alright, well,
especially
I grab
in
the coral along with the box and then go back up.
you're gonna grab some coral.
I'm gonna break it
Okay.
off. I'm a giant squid.
Okay, go ahead and make a. Let's call it an athletics check. Actually, you know what? I'll make an athletics check for you because you don't have giant squid stats in you, I think, right?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I mean, I
Well,
have
on
the
the bright
sheet,
side,
but
on the bright side, you have a +3 modifier for strength, so
nice.
got that going for you.
But will he
Good.
scratch him on the coral and die from poisoning?
I mean, it's dead though.
I mean, poison doesn't need to be an alive animal to poison you.
Can coral poison you?
Yeah. A lot of coral is poisonous if you get scratched by it.
Okay,
I
well,
thought it was just if you eat it.
do I think this coral is poisonous?
You can certainly make a nature check.
I'll make a nature check to see if it's poisonous. Well, I guess you would have to as the squid dude, but
I would say you probably keep your mentals, so I'd say that qualifies. You don't think this is poisonous.
alright. I grab the coral and I go back up.
Okay. In the process, you do take points of
How many
call it
points?
piercing damage.
How many points? You roboted.
4.
Roboted.
4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm back. Sorry about that, guys.
It's all good.
We're just figuring out our numbers. It's okay.
But yeah, you make your way back up and approach the ship again with no. And it doesn't seem like anybody is about to take you down or anything. So yeah.
Alright. I tentacle my way back up on the ship and turn back into a gnome.
Okay. So you are back and you have a jewelry box
Nice.
and some coral.
I put the coral in my bag of holding, and then I put the box in my bag of holding.
All
You
right.
can open it.
I'll open it. How many pounds of coral? Probably like, I mean, I didn't break off that much. It was just like a tendril of it, so like what, a pound of coral probably?
Sure.
You pulled up a continent of coral.
That's it for Bungo, by the way.
Okay. Yeah. So I think. Well, is there anything else Trogdor would like to do besides, well, you know?
Uh, I'm torn between what I should do.
Trogdor spends the day pondering long and hard.
That's not the only thing he's doing long and hard.
Exactly.
He's having an inner monologue in the middle of plowing her.
What should I do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, outside of game, does Brown know what he's gonna do?
Kinda?
Okay. Well, the day goes on, and
Kind of.
somebody say something?
I said the day kind of goes on.
Kind of.
Kind of.
Sure.
Kinda.
Yeah, day goes on, sun sets, you keep going, and probably about an hour or two ahead of schedule, you see the lights of Helmfirth off shining from the coast. And, shortly thereafter, you find yourselves seeing the large channel that digs its way into the side of the continent of Acuria, around which the town is built. The docks seem to kind of occupy the entire northern end of the coast, and yeah, the
I find
Umbra.
Tormilla before we make land.
You what?
Find Tormilla,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna, approach her and just say, I talked to my companions. We are going to escort you, and at least for the most part, we're going to head towards Sagladar. So.
All right. She seems surprised, but certainly grateful, and she just she says, "Well, it will be an honor to travel with you, and I do hope that we can put an end to whatever it is conspired against us thus far."
Indeed, I would love to be able to avenge my brother. And then I will take my leave from her and go and find Trogdor.
Sorry, you cut out. Go and what?
Go and find Trogdor to find out what his answer is.
Okay.
I don't know yet.
Well, we're coming. It's coming up. So, I mean, I guess we can. I don't know. I'll find Trogdor anyway. So.
Well, you can hear him.
What?
And her.
Oh, they're still just. They spent all day fucking.
Pretty damn close.
Oh. Okay, well, I will go up to the door. Hearing that, I will walk away and just go find everybody else and kind of just. I guess we're all probably grouped up somewhere.
Okay.
Oh, you love that. I'll just wait for Trogdor to make his appearance.
Don't we still have like another day before we arrive?
No,
No.
we're arriving at midnight this day.
Hmm.
So sad. So yeah, eventually, Malaris emerges from the captain's quarters.
Is she bow-legged?
There's a certain disheveled look to her, but she pulled it together pretty well.
Alright. And I take it her shadow is following her.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, when I see Trogdor come out, up on deck, I'll approach him. Hey, Trogdor.
What?
Did you decide if you were going... Did you decide if you were going to go to Thogladar or if you're going to stay on the ship and go to Yordhall?
I think I'm gonna go with you guys.
Cool. We could definitely use your help, and I'd hate to have to redo that coat of arms.
Guilt trip is real.
Yeah. Okay, well, if you would like, I think we're probably going to stay the night in Helmfirth before we leave. I'm not sure what your plan is, but if you wanted to spend one more night, we were probably going to stay in Helmfirth. So you could stay, say your goodbyes and such. And I will either send word or I will come back and let you know exactly where we are once we get into Helmfirth.
Alright.
And I will walk back to the rest of the group. And just kind of wait until we reach land.
Okay. So yeah, the crew guides the Umbra pretty seamlessly up to the docks, and before the gangplank is placed down and everything, you're able to get a pretty good view from the sea of Helmfirth. It's a series of primarily stone masonry type buildings, very sort of dated, but in an elegant sort of way. There are a number of vendor carts and such kind of littering the street that runs along the docks, but everything seems to kind of funnel into a singular road that runs along the side of the channel. It makes its way inland, around which the town is kind of built. It would seem that most of the disembarking traffic that you can see coming from other ships around you tend to go that way and deeper into the town. You don't see any inns or anything of that sort readily visible from on deck.
Okay.
So after a few minutes, the crew ties everything off. Eventually gets the gangplank down, and you are free to disembark and find yourselves back on dry land.
I'll be right back. I have to go get more ice water.
Before I leave, I will walk up to Malaris and offer my hand and just say, thank you very much for allowing us passage on the ship, and handling everything in stride. And then I kind of glance over at Trogdor, like just kind of like almost like this guy, kind of look, and then look back to her.
Okay. She kind of chuckles. Says, "So, am I to understand that this is the end of the line for you?"
It appears to be. However, we may look you up. Where are you headed to after Yordhall?
Oh, I was planning on staying home at least a while. No immediate plans, but I never tend to stay there for more than a few months, so I'm sure I'll be back out on the seas before you know it.
Well, if you do find boredom setting in or anything like that in the next couple weeks, we'll probably come back through Helmfirth to try to secure passage over to Yordhall if we don't find our answers we need.
Well, then on this side of the Phrygian or the other?
What was that?
On this side of the Phrygian or the other, I'm sure I'll...
You cut out again. I heard I'm sure I'll...
Yeah, see you soon.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I go up to her and I ask for a discount for the trouble on the passage.
You're one of those people.
Oh.
Okay. How does Trogdor respond to this?
I'm like,
Just hands on my hips, like, really?
hey man, it's I paid for a certain type of travel, and that is not what I got. And yeah, I don't know, like in my best, can I speak to your manager kind of attitude.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
You've got the haircut too. Like you put a wig on for that.
Yeah. I asked for a discount. I don't even know how much I paid, to be totally honest. But yeah, just a couple, just a little bit back.
You didn't even pay anything, and you're asking for a discount.
Yeah, dude.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm gonna call in the Dark One's guidance for this. All right. Okay.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay. So she looks kind of taken aback, but she says, "Fine, just don't tell the guild," and she hands you 5 gold.
I want to stop her from doing that, and
What? Why?
I'm gonna give
Alright,
him 5 gold out of my pocket instead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fine. Yeah. Blackbriar, he kind of nods at Trogdor, like, oh, how cute, and I pocket the gold. And just walk off. Oh, yeah, dude.
It's amazing.
A penny saved is a penny earned, my friends.
Where there's a product, there's a price.
It's
Amen,
more of
brother.
just a beardless penny.
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna redact walking away from Alaris. I'm gonna ask her where the nearest inn is, or if there's any inns in Helmfirth she would recommend.
She says, "Well, there are a couple, depending on the mood you're in. If you follow that road over there, I'm sure they'll both be pretty apparent to you."
Okay, easy enough.
And of course, she does gesture toward that main drag that channel.
Yep, easy enough. Thank you.
So Helmsworth, is it like what was it known for as far as like the people in it?
Um,
Like a metropolis?
no, it's definitely not like Metropolis level. It's like probably a large town. It's very old. It was one of the earlier settlements in this kingdom, and
Okay.
there's it's kind of like there's a lot of old money in Helmfirth.
Okay. Is there like a mayor or somebody? Or like a court?
Yeah, the one who sort of runs the place is just known as the magistrate.
Oh cool. Okay, awesome. Um all right. I'm gonna if we do get to an end, I just wanna just to prep you. I'd like to, disguise as like a dignitary and then just say that I'm here to visit the magistrate and they should give me room and board for free.
Okay. Um, gotcha. So, are you all, well, apart from Trogdor, I assume, are you all heading into town to try and find a place to crash?
Yes.
Sounds about right.
Okay. So yeah, you walk along the docks past the various vendors selling all sorts of freshly caught seafood, a number of like cakes and pastries and such. Um, Eventually merging this central road and following it for probably 3-4 blocks. Uh, at this point in the night, a good number of the businesses around are kind of shut up for the evening. But you pass by a few bars that still look to be open. A few residences where people of all walks of life kind of seem to be just congregating out front. It's almost like people hanging out on their front porch kind of thing. And then as you reach kind of the first main intersection in town, you find yourself looking at two vastly different establishments. But you get the feeling that these are the two that Malaris was talking about. So, on the left side of the road, you see hanging from a an immaculately polished metal signpost, a sign in the shape of a white horse's head, across which is written "The Baron's Horse." Looks like a very kind of high-end place. You can see a number of fine wines on display in the window. Uh, there's an advertisement that a local brewery is having a special in-house, and there's just kind of this general air of well-to-do-ness about it. And across from the Baron's Horse, you see a sort of, it's a newer looking building, but it looks like it's already been pretty run down. Hanging lopsided from a kind of mangled wrought iron, looks like a fence post repurposed to be a signpost. You see a sign in the shape of essentially a barmaiden's cleavage, and across that is written "The Baron Whore." Definitely the dive kind of location. You don't really see any fancy advertising thing. There's a chipped window up front, kind of obscures part of the the interior, but you can see kind of a dimly lit dive bar atmosphere going on inside.
Yeah, I think Blackbriar immediately walks to the fancy place, and like this is kind of like the look on his face when he looks at the Baron whore. Like that's, and then he just kind of walks straight at the Baron's horse.
All right.
And then I don't know how do you want me to roll this disguise kit thing, if like before or like.
Let's see. So you are putting together a disguise for yourself. Let's call that. Well, you can roll a disguise kit check, and
Okay.
then I would add.
Oh shit! No, fuck it. I'm gonna add my guidance. I don't. Can I add my guidance to it? I don't know.
He hasn't declared.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. And then you could probably also add. For this, I'd call it your charisma mod.
Okay. So
So
it'd be
that's-
3.
Okay. So yeah, you kind of duck off to the side and come back looking as well dignitary-ish as you can.
I got the signet ring on.
All right.
Hell yeah.
All right.
And then my chin is like at like a 45-degree angle, just like my face is like looking straight. I got the haughty vibe going on, and then I actually I walk over to Trogdor and I'm like, hey, do you want to work on a scam with me?
What?
It's like, hey, pretend to be my bodyguard. I can get us free rooms.
I don't typically do such things.
It's like, hey man, we're hurting nobody here. We're only helping ourselves.
Ooh.
Seems
This is-
selfish.
It's a victimless crime, dude.
I'm sorry, I can't help with that.
He's a vengeance paladin.
I pose a general question to the rest of the crew. I'm like, hey, you guys want to work this scam with me?
No.
God damn it! All right, well, I'm gonna go after the Baron's horse, and yeah, I'll be living up in style, fam. I just, yeah,
Well,
I just
meet out here at 9 a.m. tomorrow.
like, you got it. All right.
In a similar fashion, as he's heading towards the Baron horse, I'm heading towards Baron's whores.
God damn it.
I'm heading towards the other one. So,
All right, yeah.
like, I could use a drink in a fight.
Okay. So where's everybody else going? I guess I should figure out the distribution here.
Stay on the boat for the night.
I'm going to follow Blackbriar and just walk up to where he's trying to get a room and just say that he's playing a joke on them and that he's not actually a dignitary.
What? Why would you do? What?
She's a monk.
Didn't she fail the thing earlier? For the Prince of Princes, just so we don't metagame it, right? Oh, I guess I did see it was a scam. Damn.
Yeah, you did kind of announce to the whole group, "Hey, I'm
Oh,
going to tell these
God.
guys I'm a dignitary."
Before I even say anything, you're gonna say I'm a scam. I'm running a scam.
I just say that you come in here to do a practical joke. But I feel bad for them.
Okay. Yeah, I'm like, yes, it's a practical joke. I mean, I was gonna say that this person looked attractive, and I point at what's her face, and I just I give you like a secret look, just scowling at you, like, what the fuck, man. And then I go up. Is there like an innkeeper there, or like what's going on?
Yeah, and by this point, he's already kind of given you the obligatory upper crust bow and hello, I'm Vamir Liao. My family has run this fine establishment for the last 5 generations, and it is my privilege to serve you this evening. And about this point, before you even manage to get a word out, Maya comes in.
Yeah. So I think after I do that exchange, I say like, thank you for your kind welcome here. I've been accosted by vagabonds on the ship for the last, I don't know how long it was, like a fortnight, something like that. And just like I'm looking for a good place to stay here. You see, and I pointedly flash the ring, and and I say I'm here to visit the magistrate. I've come from far off Rockgnome lands.
All right.
Would you pleasure me with a night at your inn?
Of course. Would you like the standard fine room, of course, or would you like to upgrade to the suite this evening?
Okay. Can I roll insight just to see if like he'd give me the fancy place for like free or at least like a solid discount?
uh, so what? You're trying to see what essentially if he kind of believes that
Pretty
you're
much. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, go ahead and make an insight check.
Okay. It's not the greatest.
All right. It's hard to tell. He's not really giving anything away.
Okay. And I kind of laugh and I'm like, well, I'm not one for extravagance. So I'll see what your standard rooms have to offer. I'm sure they're much better than that squalor across the street.
Oh, don't even get me started on that place. We've been here for centuries, and they opened up last year, and well, they just steal the drinking crowd. And granted, a number of them are vagabonds, to be sure, but it's a blight on the town.
It's like, quite. Perhaps this is something I can talk to the magistrate with about. Perhaps, bringing things back to the way they used to be. And I kinda give him a wink.
Indeed, that would be wonderful.
Oh, God. Can I roll like a deception check on this dude or something?
Go for it.
All right. The heart of the cards. Okay. All right, I'll throw in a guidance. Not too much, but whatever.
Not too much.
I
That's
see.
pretty good.
Okay. So having just dropped that, is there anything that you would like to do or request, or are you just kind of planting that for later?
Yeah, I would say, I think my only request would be like that. Since I'm helping you out, why don't you help me out? With a free room. Like friends help friends. Am I right?
Friends hope friends not die.
Indeed. Well, I suppose if you would do such a favor for me, that that would recover the cost of a single many times over. So, yes, feel free to choose any room you like. Would you like the suite?
It's like,
Perchance?
yes. Like I said, I'm not for extravagance, but for this favor, I'll accept your graciousness.
All right. Well, right this way, and he grabs a key off of like a small key hook rack kind of thing.
I turn
under the
around
counter.
and look at Maya, and I'm like, I'm just rolling my eyebrows back and forth.
I mean, all I knew is that you were going to scam. I didn't know what the scam was, so I assumed once I announced it, you weren't running the scam.
All right.
All right, I head off to the fancy suite. Does it change my world? Am I like thoroughly amazed?
So yeah, he takes you back, and it's this it's like the entire back half of the second floor.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it's got like this big, massive kind of living area when you first walk in the door. Huge fireplace. A number of animal trophies and furs and things lining the walls and floor. You see there's kind of a corner that has a number of musical instruments set up, as well as like a small kitchen area. There is um, a pair of doors all to your right that seem to each lead to a bedroom, like a small-ish bedroom. And off to the right, there's a set of double doors that stand kind of open. And there's this gigantic canopy bed with this huge bay window off to the side. Everything is just meticulously cleaned and organized. Everything is just so. And yeah, this is certainly one of the nicer places you've stayed in, even with all your scheming and scams.
Oh hell yeah. I think just like a single tear just falls down his face as he just marvels at just the awesomeness. And I think he wipes it away quickly and like thanks the innkeeper and then like just like closes the door.
Okay.
And I don't know, I think I'll fade out and let the rest of the party have their barons for a moment.
Yeah, so what's Maya doing?
Oh, I want to get a room there too.
Okay. So yeah, the innkeeper, this kind of long, lanky, elven fellow, comes back around and gives you the whole rundown again. Welcome to the Baron's Horse. I am Famir Liaralai. My family run this establishment for 5 generations. It is my pleasure to serve you this evening. He then kind of presents the options to you, which there's kind of the standard room, so to speak, which that would run 8 silver for the night. And then there is the suite, which would be 5 gold for the night. They have 1 suite still available.
I don't need that much. I'll just have your standard room. I just want to avoid the place across the road.
He just says, yes, of course you do. And he, again, grabs a key and kind of walks you down the hallway. Your room is on the, just a few doors down. And, yeah, he opens the door and hands you the key. Pretty nice room. Again, decent size, nice fluffy canopy bed, and certainly roomy. It's got kind of its own sitting area in there. Just generally a very, very pleasant.
I feel overwhelmed by its opulence, but really I just want to be away from blatantly sexist place.
Question.
Yes.
Where did Tormilla head?
She's been kind of trailing back with the party. So she's still kind of with your.
Oh, since she's there, I'll offer if she wants to room with me.
I was kind of hoping she'd go over to the other one.
It's an offer.
I know.
She can do whatever she wants.
I
know. She says, maybe I'll catch up with you later. certainly doesn't seem like the kind of place I'd like to spend the night, but, a few drinks couldn't hurt.
Yeah. I'll get my room. I'll back with them across the road after.
Okay.
Yeah, I just jump on my bed and just have a fucking blast.
All right.
Drinking all the beers in the mini fridge.
Exactly.
Just really going ham.
Okay. So yeah, in the meantime, let's see, what's Trogdor doing? Because he hasn't really set off toward the other.
He went to the ship, I thought.
So I was gonna stay on the boat for the night.
Yeah, I thought he was.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm sorry, I forgot. You got your own business too. Okay. So that being the case, what's Bungdo doing?
Right now he's just kind of chilling.
Well, but are you gonna go to the fancy fancy hotel, or you going with me to get drunk?
I was going with you.
That's what
You're getting
I
a room at
thought.
the inn, right?
Well, there's two inns. There's one that's
Like
real fancy.
the cheap one.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought, which is why I'm following you.
Okay. Bungdo's going with me then.
All right.
Standard.
Yep. And everybody heard me say meet back here around 9. Everybody
I
heard
mean,
me say, yeah.
I just went to get my room and then went to find you.
Oh no, I know. I said it when everybody was around.
Okay. So, you walk into the Baron Whore, and well, about what you'd expect. Kind of dimly lit, number of kind of dubiously aged puddles on the ground. Just kind of the loud general like clamor of a busy dive bar around midnight. Looking around, you see a number of rather suggestive pieces of art hung on the walls, statues, and like they've certainly picked a theme and they've certainly stuck to it.
A single tear rolls down my eye, similar to how Blackbriar.
Right.
I look back at Bungdo. You ready to get fucked up?
I mean, you're never not ready.
All right. So I will head in.
All right. So yeah, there's just this kind of yelling, dull roar of loud conversation going on. Nobody immediately walks up to you and like caters to you or anything. You get
That's
the impression
fine.
you just go up and get what you want. Like talk to a barkeep or something.
Mm-hmm. I do just that.
Okay. So you walk up to the bar, and barkeep is kind of like shaggy-looking, the half-orc. He's got this grubby, patchy beard, and you see him just kind of locked into the words slurring argument on both sides of him and what looks to be one of the like barmaids who works there, and it's hard to understand what either of them are saying. To be honest, they're both slurring almost beyond recognition.
And they're are they the barkeep? Oh, yes.
The barkeep and a barmaid.
They're both slurring.
Uh huh.
Another tear comes down my face. These people know how to party.
And so, after probably like a solid 30 seconds of them just yelling back and forth, he just kind of like waves her away. That like dismissive, just and turns back around and sees you there and says, "You! What can I get you?"
Whatever you've been having. That
Alright,
sounds like that's about the state I want to be in.
Okay. So, what's Bungdo doing through all this?
Sorry, I was on the phone. Work called.
Oh, still going?
Don't
Okay.
worry, I'm not leaving. So, what happened in the last 2 minutes?
You walked into the bar, you saw a drunk-ass barkeep yelling at a drunk-ass barmaid, and, now he's asking, what you guys want to drink or anything like that.
Gnomish Rose.
Well, we got wine.
That'll do.
Translation? No.
Yeah.
So, well, he comes back, and in one hand, he's got this big old pitcher of looks like cheap-ass wine. And in the other, he's got an entire growler of ale.
Yes.
So he puts the wine down in front of Bungo, he puts the ale down in front of Togar, and he kind of notices Tormilla in the background, and it's like, "And for the lady?"
Whatever she has, it's on me.
She kind of looks at the wine and she looks at the ale and says, and points to Togar and says, "I'll have what he's having."
And we will need a couple rooms as well. And I'll start drinking on my, just taking a sip on my growler.
Okay. He says, 2 rooms?
I look over at the others, the other 2. 2 or 3? Mainly more looking at Bungdo, but...
Yeah, Tormilla says, "Well, I think your monk friend has me covered. So, whatever you two need to do."
Okay. Bungdo, you want to do 1 then?
2.
2? Okay.
He snores loudly.
So do I. We actually have snoring competitions.
A match made in heaven.
Yep.
Okay.
So 2 it is.
All right, and he says, "Want the cheap one or the cheaper one?"
Let's just go with the cheap one.
All right. 2 cheap rooms, 2 gallons of ale, 1 pitcher of wine. That's, call it 2 gold.
I slide him 3. That's for a couple more.
Much obliged. And he just kind of slides it over, kind of dismissively, like drops it in a jar that you can kind of hear, the coins rattling around in below the counter. All right. So yeah, here you are, each with a gallon of ale or a pitcher of wine, as it is. And
Jesus.
around this point, Maya comes walking in.
I guess I'll walk up to where they are. And I want whatever the equivalent is of a rum and coke.
Ale with some spit in it. Got it.
So you ask the keep about this, and he's like, "Well, I got some rum. I got wine and I got ale. You want me to pour one of those in there?"
I'll just take rum.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
straight. That's some nasty stuff.
Yeah.
What?
It's not that bad. But...
Wine and rum.
Oh.
Fucking delicious, man.
I'd mix rum and ale. Rum and ale wouldn't be too bad.
Anyways, I'm just taking the rum.
Okay. So Yeah, and you've got probably the most reasonably sized drink out of everyone here.
I'll be right back.
Still a pretty tall glass, but yeah. So you just kind of sitting there and enjoying your beverages. You smell well, lots of smells: tobacco smoke, black grass smoke.
Ooh,
Yeah.
really?
BO.
Do I smell food at all?
I mean, you don't really smell much food. You kind of see it. It's kind of like looks like a kind of generic beef stew kind of dish.
I'll have a bowl of that too.
Okay.
Because I don't think we ate dinner on the ship. We just kind of all hung out.
All right, and yeah, it's surprisingly tasty. And bar food. You know, it's probably
Very
terrible
hearty.
for you.
Yeah,
Yeah, probably terrible for you, but it tastes pretty good.
it's pretty damn good. All right.
At whatever point I finish my drink, I get up and say this. I just shake my head and I walk back across the street and go to their bar and get, because I trust it more.
Yeah.
But I tell her that give her a description of where the room is.
Okay. All right, and so Maya's heading back over to the Baron's horse for another drink or two.
Yeah,
Okay.
and dinner.
Dinner. Okay. It's fair. So, is there any other mischief that Togar and Bungo would like to get into here at the Baron Whore?
There is, but there is. Oh wait. Oh wait. I'm just gonna keep the drinks flowing. So however much that costs me, I just want to get me, Bungdo, and Termilla pretty drunk.
Okay. So, let's say you probably burn through another. Well, for food, no, let's call it another 2 gold.
Oh, okay. All right.
Around what time is it?
By the time you get through that next 2 gold, gonna 1:30, 2 o'clock.
You know what? I'm buying a couple. I'm gonna take another gold out, and I want to buy the barkeep a couple more. Just you know,
Okay.
doing shots and shit with him.
All right.
I walk up and pull a little bit of fish out of my bag of holding. Just a little bit, and I offer it to the bartender and I tell him to try it.
Hey, Bungo, why don't you share some with me? That looks good.
Now you have your own.
I have, whatever. Another one.
All right. Yeah. The barkeep takes some fish and kind of takes a big old bite. And just, ugh, that's gross. Is that fish?
I ready produce flame.
Like, I hate fish.
Well, let me
I'll
try.
bet you hate dying, too.
And then I glare
Bungo.
at him and take away produce flame.
All right. Yeah. So Togar tries it. Pretty fucking good.
Yeah. Oh, if you don't sell it around here, I bet you the people in Thogladar will buy it. Ah,
Indeed.
that's some good stuff. Anyway, I want to stay about, not too terribly. Like, I'll get drunk, but still keep my wits about me a little bit. I'm not gonna get, just blackout drunk.
Okay. Let's hop over to Maya for a minute. So, Maya heads back over to the Baron's horse, and again, the innkeeper, immediately kind of approaches and says, "Is there anything I can get for you? I know I've already set you up with a room, but could I get you a drink, some food, anything? We are at your service."
Well, I would like, some food and a drink. Would it also be possible for me to get a bath here?
Of course. Would you like that this evening, or would you like it first thing in the morning?
This evening, please.
All right. And would you like to take your meal first?
Yes.
All right. So he kind of guides you over to the kind of self-contained little restaurant that they have, and sits you at uh, kind of a central part bar. There are the handful of others congregated here. Just a number of kind of quiet conversations. There's just general kind of decorum about the whole place. Um, within a minute or so of you being seated, another uh, elf of slight build, I'm a female, walks over and she says, uh, "Hello, my name is Sana. I will be helping you today. Um, I hear you are interested in both some food and some drink. Yes?
Yes.
All right." And she proceeds to rattle off this long list of wines and ales that they have, all sorts of rum and scotch and whiskey, just all kinds of, very nice craft liquors. Um, she rattles down the wine list. She's like, "Well, we've got the Glace Noir, we've got the Atrium Piquant, we've got Pacastel, Duresco Rouge. If you like ale, we've got the Weiss Blood and the Ruby Autumn Double, Full Moon Pilsner, Gold Ale, all of the finest local craft drinks here for you. Um, I'll give you a moment to think about that. In the meantime, um, we are offering um, three distinct entrees this evening. We've got a lobster just freshly caught earlier in the day and prepared here by our fine chefs. We've got a veal, and we've got um, a meat pie.
Can I have the Weiss Blood Ale, Eric?
And
And the lobster, please? How is the lobster? I've never had lobster.
oh, well, you have to try it then. It's the best lobster I've ever had. It's probably the best lobster even the king himself would have had he come here for his dinner tonight. So, um, let me get you your meal. She immediately like turns around and draws this like tall draft of uh, Vice Blood Ale, which is, um, well, Becca wouldn't like it.
I know I wouldn't. I knew exactly what it was.
Yeah, and as she's like pouring it and kind of sliding it over to you, she's like, "Oh yes, this is a new a new batch named after the royal family of Akarant. Um, I certainly hope that one day we have the honor of hosting them here and they are able to try it for themselves." And as you know, as you would know, the royal family of Akarant's last name is White Blood.
Okay. Yeah, there's just this look of like amazement and like a little bit of trepidation because like this is way beyond like the way I've ever like it's so fancy for me.
Just be glad I didn't go in with you.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
I'm not sure how I like if I'm handling this right, and then there's people waiting on me, and I don't know how I feel about it.
Okay. So yeah, you've got your big tall beer that you probably make it, I would guess, like a third of the way through by the time your food gets out, and it's just this big plump lobster tail that's kind of sitting there on the plate. Big side of rice and fresh vegetables, all that good stuff. Of course, you get the melted butter on the side and all, and it's quite the meal.
Hungry.
Did my dad ever tell you that story?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Do I just roll a d20 to see how I feel, lobster?
Sure.
'Cause I've never had lobster.
Ooh.
I'm not a huge fan of it.
I fucking love lobster.
Yeah, I do too. Lobster and crab.
But I probably enjoy the rice and the vegetables enough to make up for it.
Okay.
Just wait till you get the bill.
I don't buy anything, so
I know.
I can spend some money on myself.
Treat yourself.
Exactly.
Okay. So yeah, as you kind of finish up your meal and you drink, Sana comes back over. Is there anything else I can get for you?
No, thank you.
All right. That will be 3 gold and 1.
1 silver, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, I give that to her.
Okay. And yeah, I'm assuming you just go back up to your room.
I get a bath.
Oh, that's right. There. So
I feel the need to clean off the other place off of me, and the fact we've been on sea for several days.
yeah, that's fair. So yeah, you walk well, back to the desk and kind of get directions to the baths, and it's kind of like the opposite building from where your room is, and there's already a like big like stone tub that's been filled with just faintly steaming hot water, um, and yeah, it's quite nice.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
All right.
So I'll go back to my room and I will leave it unlocked, and I will do a bit of just meditating, waiting.
All right. And back to the crew at the Bear and Whore. What's going on?
Did we get a room yet, Taylor?
Yes, we have a room. I think we
Okay.
got 2 rooms. Yeah.
You did.
Question for you, Eric.
As in, I got a room and Taylor got a room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The jar that he put the money into, is it just like a jar sitting back behind the bar?
You didn't actually see it. You just kind of heard it. You heard the clanging of a coin on some glass, and then kind of settling in with coins. but it sounds like there's just large glass or ceramic something down below the counter.
Can I, like, is the bar seat directly in front of that place empty?
No, it's not. Actually, the place is pretty full. You gather with the cheap prices and plentiful. It's kind of a hot spot.
Shit. Okay, well, I saw where he was when he kind of like put it in, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna summon Mage Hand around that area, and subtly, I think we talked about this. Mage Hand can have feeling, correct?
Yeah, that was kind of a DM rule thing, but yeah, sure.
Okay. Um, so I'm going to feel around to see if I can feel for the glass jar and reach in with Mage Hand and just grab a handful of coins and try to essentially like give them to myself. Like,
Okay.
nonchalantly, like, I'm gonna have Mage Hand be invisible, so it's just a couple coins floating around. But I will bring it, like, up towards the edge of the bar, towards me, and then just kind of barely reach it up over and just set the coins on the edge of the bar for myself.
So just for clarity, you weren't okay like helping a dude scam rich people, but you're gonna steal this like bartender's like tips?
No. I went straight to the boats and hose or whatever it is. I don't like my character doesn't like fancy places. He's your traditional like just dwarf. He could care less about fancy places. He just wants booze and bitches. So
And gold.
yeah. So
Well, how else do you get booze and bitches?
exactly.
Smashing good looks.
So it wasn't necessarily he wouldn't help you. I just didn't. I went to the other one.
Okay.
So.
Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check for your mage hand. I'll adjust the DC given that it's invisible, or just to like not drop coins all over the fucking place.
Right, and I did want to say I wanted to wait until because I'm intentionally trying to get him drunk, the bartender.
Yeah.
So that was kind of my whole goal. So I started lessening my drinking and just, oh yeah, I'll buy you a shot. Yeah, let's do it. Shit like that. So anyway, fuck.
You knock it all over, falls all over the floor.
What's funny? It would just be the jar would just fall off the shelf and shatter.
Yeah. So the jar like tumbles over, and you just hear the like clanging and clinging of coins just scattering everywhere. The bartender just looks over. And goes, what the fuck?
Oh, well, I don't know. I have no idea, man. I'm just sitting here and it just fell over. It's weird.
And he kind of beckons one of the barmaids over with a broom to kind of sweep everything up, and he just says something to her, relatively quietly, but yeah.
Okay.
Valiant effort.
Yep. No, mischief managed. What's really fucking sad is I rolled a double-digit number with a nat 1. It's fucking ridiculous.
Rogues.
It is. So.
Okay.
So I'll
Anything
just
else?
Finish my drink and probably head up to my cheap room.
All right. And Bungdo?
I was actually gonna do the same. Bungno just kind of like hops off the stool, knowing it's about that time, and just like stumbles upstairs to his room. Going up the steps, he kind of like climbs up one and then climbs up the other, like a small child would do.
Okay. And Tormella makes her way back across the street and finds the room that Maya invited her to. Lets herself in and kind of passes out on the big, like over stuffed sofa that you have.
Okay.
And I think that's a good place to wrap it up for tonight.
Okay.
Bungo wants to open the box before he goes to bed.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm gonna do an Arcana check on it first.
Okay.
Just saying, I'm a rogue that knows identify.
Well, I mean, you gotta see what's in the box first.
Well, yeah, but if you open it up and it blows up, it's not my problem. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
All right.
probably. It might not make the room much worse.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so you do not detect any magic emanating.
Okay, I open it.
It is locked.
Ooh. I wonder who could pick a lock.
Jesus Christ! I wonder who.
It's just. I was just joking with that
Open it
one.
next.
What was that, Phil?
I said we can open up next time then, because I don't know how to pick a lock.
Dude, you got a new gnome friend.
I know,
pretty good
but he's not in my room.
I could have been in your room, but you wanted your own room.
Well, I was also on the phone for that, and I thought we were talking about drinks.
Oh.
Well, if you want, I'll let you retcon that.
You know what? We'll do that. I'm in the room. I open it with Togar there. I don't tell him about it. I'm like, I just kind of show him the box. We're like, "Oi, open this!"
Okay.
But don't open it. Just unlock. I want to open it.
All right. So yeah, it takes a minute, but yeah, you do eventually hear the faint just as it unlocks.
Bungdo sets it on a table and then like rolls up his sleeves, kind of brushes his hands together, and like has like a really like bright, wide eyes. Like,
Can I
very
do an Arcana
excited.
check too on the box, just while I'm picking it?
Sure. You do not detect any magic.
Okay. I just wanted to do one myself. I'm watching over Bungdo's shoulder, eyes wide, just like eager to see whatever the fuck this is.
Okay.
I look back at him and kind of squint my eyes, and then turn forward and like go close to the box, just slightly. And then I open it.
Okay. So, you open the box, and inside of it you see this pretty nice, like, velvet kind of lining to the entire interior. And inside, each one in its own kind of indentation, you see 14 gems.
Ooh.
And let's see. I would say.
I wouldn't have an eye to be able to inspect that, like to tell them what they are, would I?
That's kind of what I'm looking into. And I would say. You could make. Let's call it a. Let's call it a nature check. Kind of discern what these things are.
Wow, such rolls.
Okay. So yeah, these are a number kind of mid-value gemstones. You know, nothing like symbolic or magical or anything about them. But each one of them, by your estimation, is probably worth 100.
100 gold, and we have 14 of them?
Yeah.
Damn!
And while you're at it, that box made mostly of silver and would probably go
I was
for.
thinking, I was like, no matter what's inside,
Yeah.
this box is pretty fancy.
The box itself would probably go for 250.
Okay.
I kind of nudge Bungdo and say, hey, that's good starting gold for your mercantile.
Bungdo kind of nods his head excitedly, and then closes the box and puts it back in his bag of holding. Since they're not like, I would be able to detect the magic from the gems even outside the box, right?
Yeah.
They're just gems.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Bungdo, if you want me to, I can inspect those gems and give you a value, and then that way, like help you, so you don't get ripped off.
Didn't we both nature check that, or was I too low to know that?
I would say Bungdo probably knows what they are, not so much.
All right.
So we can just say I looked at them all and said, oh, about 100 gold each.
Cool.
So, cool.
All right. So, I guess that's it.
Yes.
Good session.